So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from for a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, but those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around.
Larry Johnson has dropped the bombshell, accusing Jay-Z and Beyoncé of hosting parties that took a shocking turn involving children and A-list celebrities. This jaw-dropping claim has sparked intense speculation about what truly happens behind closed doors. From bizarre encounters to unsettling allegations, this story takes a dark twist, so brace yourself for what's next. On a recent episode of Fearless with Jason Whitlock, former NFL player Larry Johnson, known for his controversial statements, spilled the tea about a party he attended in the mid-2000s. According to Johnson, this event, hosted by Jay-Z and Beyoncé, took a bizarre and unsettling turn when children suddenly appeared at the gathering. Johnson alleges that this mysterious party occurred in Colorado during the winter of 2006 or 2007. He claims he was in town for a photo shoot, and the gathering was supposedly a prep event for it. Jay-Z had rented out a house for the occasion, and the guest list was stacked with big names, including Naomi, Campbell, and Jaime King. Initially, the scene seemed like a typical private gathering of A-listers unwinding after a day's work. But according to Johnson, things quickly took an unexpected and unsettling turn.
Campbell was there, actress Jaime King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house.
Johnson recounted that the evening began like any typical adult party, with festivities kicking off around 10 or 11 p.m. As the night progressed, the atmosphere became lively, with music blasting, drinks flowing, and everyone getting into the party spirit. However, things took an unexpected turn. Out of nowhere, children appeared at this adults-only event. Johnson didn't specify how many kids showed up or who brought them, but he described their presence as completely unexpected and unsettling. One moment, it was an adults-only gathering. The next, there were kids in the mix, late at night, no less. Adding to the oddity, Johnson shared that he was seated next to one of these children and observed Beyoncé interacting with one of them. She allegedly made a remark along the lines of, "That does not look," though Johnson admitted he couldn't grasp the full context of her comment.
O'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyoncé.
Here's the kicker. Johnson revealed that the young children weren't just there for a quick hello. They were right in the middle of loud music, dancing, and an alcohol-fueled party. He specifically recalled a young Latin child and her mother leaving early due to school commitments, which only deepened his confusion. The big question remains, why were these kids there in the first place? Johnson admitted he had no idea, describing the entire situation as unusual, even for a celebrity party.
Mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left.
Here's the kicker. Johnson revealed that the young children weren't just there for a quick hello. They were right in the middle of loud music, dancing, and an alcohol-fueled party. He specifically recalled a young Latin child and her mother leaving early due to school commitments, which only deepened his confusion. The big question remains, why were these kids there in the first place? Johnson admitted he had no idea, describing the entire situation as unusual, even for a celebrity party.
Uncle Jay-Z, whose husband, Jason's own Beyoncé, is facing accusations.
Those accusations involve a 15-year-old girl, Jay-Z, and Sean Diddy Combs. The incident allegedly occurred back in 2000.
Larry Johnson's explosive claims come at a time when Jay-Z is already facing intense scrutiny. Just days before Johnson's interview on Fearless with Jason Whitlock, attorney Tony Busby filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z involving allegations of misconduct with a young child dating back to 2000. These claims have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, though Jay-Z has publicly denied them, labeling the lawsuit baseless and accusing Busby of sensationalism. But that's not all. A parallel lawsuit involves a woman identified as Jane Doe, who has accused both Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of assaulting her when she was just 13 years old. In her account to NBC News, Jane Doe described the incident as a catastrophic experience that changed her life. She claimed the assault occurred during a limo ride and continued in a house, which she described as part of an after-party.
Any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it, eat me alive.
However, inconsistencies in Jane Doe's story have complicated the case. For instance, her father reportedly denied picking her up after the alleged incident, and a celebrity she claimed was present stated they weren't in New York at the time. Additionally, photographs from that night placed Jay-Z and Diddy at a different location than the one she described, though their whereabouts for the entire evening remain unclear.
The accuser admits the inconsistencies. So the lady who accused Jay-Z and Diddy of her sat down with an exclusive interview with NBC, and she asked to be off camera to remain anonymous. And during that conversation, she shared the story of when she went to the VMA.
I couldn't believe it, Wallace said, describing how inappropriate and out of place the scene felt. While she couldn't see exactly what was happening between the adults and the children, she admitted the entire situation made her uneasy. It was a grown-up party, she stressed, emphasizing that young children had no place there. Wallace also claimed she saw groups of people engaging in illicit acts, with many appearing drunk or high. She noted that the party continued until 7 a.m. with no signs of slowing down.
The little people, I don't want to say too much. They were little people, so use your common sense. Dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking like real.
This is where things took an even more concerning turn. While Wallace didn't name Jay-Z in her account, rumors have long tied him to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, where Jay-Z was reportedly a frequent guest, often mingling with other high-profile celebrities. When juxtaposed with Larry Johnson's claims of young children appearing at Jay-Z and Beyoncé's Colorado party, the parallels become difficult to ignore. Both accounts describe children unexpectedly showing up in adult spaces, raising serious questions about the nature of these gatherings and the people involved. Adding to the controversy are the federal charges against Diddy, which include allegations of spiking drinks and assault, as well as a lawsuit accusing him of putting his hands on a 10-year-old boy in 2005.
Talking about adults who are little people, or are you talking about...
I'm not gonna get in trouble. I don't want to say I witnessed any of that crazy stuff, but we all have common sense. Little people. It's not supposed to be here.
Diddy's legal team has vehemently denied all the allegations, calling them completely false and ridiculous. However, the connections between his parties and Jay-Z's alleged involvement have sparked widespread speculation online. The way Jay-Z's team is handling these allegations is raising more questions than providing answers. His friends have been all over Instagram, denying any involvement in the parties in question. One even claimed that Jay-Z wasn't at Club Amnesia, where one of the alleged incidents took place, but was instead at Club Cheetah. While this may sound convincing at first, these denials aren't happening in a courtroom. They're happening in the comment sections of social media posts. This feels less like a legitimate defense and more like PR damage control. Here's where it gets more complicated. People who were around in the music industry during that time are saying these kinds of parties absolutely took place. They're talking about a culture where wild things happened and minors were reportedly involved, with everyone turning a blind eye. If such parties were happening, why is it so hard to believe that big names like Jay-Z might have been present, or at the very least, aware of them? That's what's causing people to side-eye these denials. For years, there have been whispers about minors being at Diddy's parties, and no one batted an eye. But now that Jay-Z's name is tied to these claims, it's suddenly too much for people to believe. If people have long believed minors were at these events, why is it so hard to accept that Jay's might have been there too, or knew about it? Tony Busby, the attorney leading some of the lawsuits against Jay-Z and Diddy, has pointed out this contradiction. He's essentially saying that the pushback against these allegations feels less like a genuine defense of innocence and more like an effort to intimidate and silence those speaking out. And unfortunately, it seems to be working to some degree. The legal strategies being used here are creating a chilling effect, making people hesitant to speak up. The situation takes a darker turn when we look at how Jay-Z's team is allegedly responding. Instead of denying the claims outright in court and presenting solid evidence to clear his name, reports suggest that Jay-Z's team is going after the lawyers handling these cases. When I say going after, I mean they're reportedly doing whatever it takes, behind the scenes and through intimidation tactics, to discourage legal action. This tactic raises serious concerns about the lengths to which they are willing to go to protect their image, especially when the allegations are so serious. This shift from defending the accusations to targeting the lawyers involved only adds more layers of mystery and suspicion to the case.
Lawsuits accuse the hip-hop mogul of horrific assault in one case against a 10-year-old boy.
According to Busby and others, Jay-Z's team has been hiring private investigators to dig into the personal lives of lawyers handling the cases, even reaching out to their families and former employers. The message is clear. If you represent someone accusing Jay-Z, you'll regret it. It's not just about winning the case, it seems to be about sending a warning to discourage anyone else from filing a lawsuit in the first place. This tactic mirrors what happened with Piers Morgan. Rather than going after the people spreading accusations, they targeted Morgan, forcing him to backpedal and scaring others into silence. Now, instead of journalists, it's the lawyers who are being targeted.
As we said, because he's alleging that Jay-Z's team and Jay-Z had private investigators and a bunch of people reaching out to former employees of the firm, their families, including the plaintiff's family and Busby's family, different people around them, basically to like show his power and scare.
This relationship is significant, especially given Roc Nation's role in shaping the NFL's entertainment strategy, including the highly anticipated Super Bowl halftime show. Despite the growing controversy, the NFL appears focused on moving forward with Jay-Z as if nothing has changed.
Lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview.
Of course, this situation isn't sitting well with everyone. People are questioning why the NFL is so comfortable moving forward with their plans, considering the serious nature of the accusations. Is it because they truly believe in Jay-Z's innocence, or is it more about protecting a highly lucrative business partnership? Either way, this decision only adds more layers to an already messy situation. It raises a tough question. Is this how innocent people act? Why spend so much energy on intimidating lawyers instead of focusing on disproving the allegations? To be fair, there's always a possibility that these claims are false, and if that's the case, those making them should absolutely be held accountable. But the way Jay-Z's team is handling this situation feels more like they're trying to silence critics than clear his name. It's making many wonder, is the focus really on proving his innocence or on shutting down anyone who speaks out? So, what do you think about all this? Are the claims against Jay-Z and Beyoncé just more celebrity drama? Or is there something truly disturbing going on behind the scenes? Why do so many people in the industry acknowledge that this kind of stuff happens but stay silent when big names are involved? And does Jay-Z's silence about Diddy make him look guilty, or is he just trying to protect his own image eye? Want to know your thoughts? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. Oh, and make sure to check out the next video at the end.